We're here at KingCast.net. We're interviewing India Minchoff and Steve Kuzma, the lawyers for the prevailing parties of Scott Hyman and Julie and Don Prescott, in the landmark $1.7 million verdict of Hyman and Prescott versus the Hemlocks. This is down in Lakeville, Massachusetts. These were claims of racial discrimination and religious discrimination, civil rights claims. It's a landmark amount, and we have a landmark coverage, in fact, as well. I was serving as sort of an embedded reporter, an independent journalist and blogger, using my experience as an attorney and as a photojournalist, and combining that into the coverage. And I'm just wondering, as you two were able to see some of this video throughout the trial and throughout the pendency of trial, whether you think it's a valuable tool for attorneys to be able to review the trial as it happens on video, now that we're in the new electronic age.
I do. For me personally, I know that on a couple occasions I did review your coverage of the trial, and I was able to gain a different perspective with respect to some of the examinations and the testimony, and to evaluate that with a different set of eyes from the eyes that you have when you're actually performing the examination or just in the courtroom, whoever's performing the examination. So I thought it was extremely helpful.
Attorney Kuzma, do you think that this type of broadcast journalism could be beneficial for attorneys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a definite future for it. This is the first time that I had a chance to actually go back to my office and review some of the film from that day. I think it gives you a little twist on things that you don't get even when you're there live and questioning someone. You get the big picture, you see the wide screen at times, and I think it was helpful, and I think there's a future in it, and I think it could be a useful tool to use, especially when you have these lengthy trials like we did. It does give a different perspective on the day's events, and you can actually step back and analyze even the way the witnesses are answering questions that you may not get even when you're doing the questioning. So I think it's a valuable tool. It's basically a tool of the future.
And to my mind, I was a civil rights litigator, and to my mind, what I find a lot of times is that the major press doesn't really address civil rights issues. They're too busy talking about the war in Afghanistan or the financial crises or things of that nature. And it's the same thing when you study law in school. There's a couple of minutes given to the Constitution and civil rights, and the rest of all of it is corporate this or corporate that. And so to my thinking, and I know that you two do a lot of civil rights litigation, I think this is something that the civil rights bar needs to hop on and really embrace.
It's not one of those subject areas in the law that has, let's say, a lot of sex appeal to, I think, the general populace. So that's, and maybe that's the limiting factor with the mainstream press. They much rather cover a disastrous auto accident or something along those lines, or that than cover something that is as deeply rooted in our society, and there is no simple answer. It's not just reporting, oh, this car hit this car and an oil tanker turned over. This is a complex issue, but it's an issue that really is not dealt with on a regular basis by the mainstream media.
Well, I thank you two for your time, and that's why I'm here. KingCast.net.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
You're the king.
Just trying to get there, trying to make a difference. And,
You are. It's good.
Thank you.
congratulations again.
Thank you.